All right, everybody, welcome to our afterthoughts of our podcast. We're going to be doing afterthoughts. We're just trying it out right now to see how it goes. So, today our lesson was on God's promises, but we're going to talk about a few other things too, or at least I would like to. And we're just going to kind of chill here and just have a conversation. And this is what it is. It is the Brothers Reborn Afterthoughts.
It's good. When it comes to God's promises, y'all see in my story when I finally get it posted that there's a lot of things that I thought I should have got that I didn't get, that wasn't promised to me, but I was under the misconception that I deserved it just because I was here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I just look at what God has done in my life, even in just the past year, and I think about, all the amazing things that have happened, and now I know, but there was a time in my life where I let fear control me too, and that's really, you're kind of doing a disservice at that point.
Yeah, the fear of the unknown, that's a common fleshly thing. Is like, if I step out there, what's going to come back at me? You know, when you don't know what to expect, then the world is the possibility. Anything is possible when you don't know what to expect. And without having Jesus there and knowing He's got your back, then it is the whole world against you.
Well, yeah, really, if you think about it, when you're when we're out there and we're seeking Jesus, the enemy is after us even more, right? The enemy wants you back, especially if you've been living in this life for some period of time. You've been living that kind of life, the sinful way of life, but now you're changing your ways, and it's like, oh boy. The devil doesn't like it, and his minions don't like it, but I think one thing that we do too much is we kind of religion, right? With tradition. We're going to talk about tradition. It's kind of what I'm talking about, and scaring people away. I used to hear all the time, like, hey, you're a sinner, you're going to hell. But really, yeah, sin. If sin is what will do that, right? Sin will put you in the position to where you can go to hell. But if your name is in the book of life and you have asked to be forgiven, then you're washed clean. So I don't know. It's just strange to me how some people can perceive it, and they can make other people. It's almost like feeling like a bad Christian, but you just feel like a bad person in general, because people are like, hey, you're a horrible person because you sinned in your life. You know what I mean? And now you're like, oh. And when you really look at it, it's like, okay, listen here, Miss Mary. I saw you with Brother Tim last week, and I saw what you was doing. You kissed him. Okay? And Brother Jerry is your husband, and I saw you kissing Brother Tim. You going to hell too, huh? So, I mean, that's just what I feel like. A lot of people are real judgy, and that's not your place to be judgy. That's God's place.
Well, yeah, and which brings me to, there was a few times that I tried the whole come to Jesus thing. I went to church. I wouldn't say I was really trying, because
hey, I think a lot of us have been there.
But I would go into a church, this church or that church, and it was like, it was all about what you wore and all that. Like, what's my clothes got to do with it?
Oh, that's a big one, man. Because the Bible says, come as you are, right? Jesus says, come as you are. Now, the thing is once you come to him that way, whether it be ragged, beat up, whatever, you're going to start to change, because he's going to change you. But you should never walk into a place of worship and somebody be like, you don't fit our dress. I mean, unless you're naked, you know what I mean? Like, okay, or you're like bimboing out or something, bring her a towel, but invite her in, because she needs Jesus. And if he comes up in there just strutting his stuff, wrap a shroud around him and say, son, you got to come in. You need Jesus. Come on, you came to the right place, brother. Yes, you did. Let me get you a towel. You need to cover up. There's people present. Okay? But yes, that's what needs to happen. But instead, guess what? They whipping him and chasing him out of church. The ladies over there with their fans, go, 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 smacking him and stuff. Now you got to help that man. He needs it. He needs Jesus. He showed up to the right place, I'm telling you. My goodness. That's how God works, But society, man. Society puts strains on everything. They make their own rules. We have a Bible that has the rules that we need to follow. People are like, no, sir. What are those? Oxfords? You gotta wear brogues in here today, okay? Are those blue jeans? You need some slacks in here, baby. Okay? Now go out there and go to the JC Penney or the Belk and get you some stuff, boo-boo. Then come back and say, like, what? Let the man come in and talk to Jesus, okay? He needs him. And he might not be able to afford those.
And when it comes to that, whoever was doing the judging and not letting him in needs him more than he actually needs.
They all need him. Well, the thing is we all need Jesus, right? But you're exactly right. Like, listen here, little Mr. Judgy, or big Mr. Judgy, whoever you are, like, you need to calm down. Just calm down. This starts reminding me of the story that you all know I love to talk about. That's Haman, right? This starts reminding me of what happened to my boy Haman now. We all know what happened to him. Well, he just couldn't stand old Mordecai. He couldn't stand him. And then guess what? He couldn't stand Mordecai. And guess what? Mordecai says, nah, man, I ain't gonna kneel. Then later on, he's done got his big old pole up here. He couldn't throw him on it. 75 foot. Who in the world puts a 75-foot pole up to throw somebody on, right? My goodness. But I put this big old 75-foot. So I'm going to go talk to the king. I'm going to say, hey, king, what would, I'm going to come up to him talk to him about throwing Mordecai on this thing. And he's like, hey, the king, he's like, hey, what would you do if you want to honor somebody? Oh, he wouldn't want to honor nobody but me. That's what he was thinking, right, old Haman. We remember this now. And so he tells the king, well, I would give him a royal robe and put him on his royal horse that you rode. And I would have his highest noble walk around cheering, this is what the king does to honor you. Oh, man. The king gave him the robe and said, dude, just act the Mordecai out there. Go walk him around town. Don't leave anything out. So my boy, now he's even more mad. That pride done got him some more. Oh, boy. And he has to walk around. Can you imagine? The man you coming to ask if you can kill, you finna walk around the whole town talking about this is the king loves him. The king loves him. And I'm the highest noble here, and I'm going to tell everybody about it. And then he got to go to the banquet, and he swole up even more because he got to go to the banquet with Esther and the king. And she asked him to come to another banquet. He didn't know it was gonna be waiting for him there, did he?
No.
She said, "Oh boy, we got an enemy." Who's the enemy? Him. It wasn't but three people that heard the king and Haman. She wasn't pointing to the king. Who she was pointing to? Haman. Yep, he's the one. He's the enemy. The king get furious. Get down there and beg and plead. Hey, the king come in. You gonna touch it right in front of me, man? Oh, no. Then you had that one guy over there. You know, that one person that always likes to ad-lib, that always likes to add a little bit. But hey,
he put a pole up.
Exactly what he said. Hey, man, he put a pole up to kill that guy that saved you, right? That guy that guy. Mordecai, yeah, he did. Oh, the king like, what? Oh, throw him on it. Throw him on his own pole, 75 foot up. I'm scared of heights. I don't know what scared me more. The stab or having to go way up there to get stabbed.
And all I can think about is I'd hate to be the person that had to take him up there.
I'd hate to be all those people. The person that had to carry him up there, the person that had to build that thing all the way up there. It's like, this was way back when. There wasn't a crane. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know how they got up there, really, but it wasn't fun, I'm telling you.
It was a donkey.
They had to build a whole bunch of scaffolding. They got really, just think about it. To put this one pole up there, they had to build 3,000 links of scaffolding just to get the pole up there. You know, it took longer to get all that stuff down than it did to get the pole up or down. All the stuff they had to build around, they was probably all happy. Thank God he throwed him on it so we don't have to build two. 75 feet, that's overkill. You know what I mean?
They can do a few people.
Exactly. Like, bro, I'm mad at you. I don't like you, so I'm going to put this 10-foot pole up out here. You know, I can see it. You got to get him a little bit up there and throw him on it. 20 foot, you know, okay, 25. Okay, I'll give him 25. 25 feet, it's a little bit rough, but you can do it.
You could get on top of your house at that point.
Yeah, you know, you can get on the wall of the castle, wherever. I mean, they're in the court, so they were in the court, so there was nothing around. You know, I guess you had to build a ladder. I mean, I don't know, scaffolding, but still. 75 feet, what? Do you want the people at the next castle to be able to see it? Hey, what's going on out there? I don't know. They put a big old pole up out there, though. That joker's up there about high as the castle is. What do you think they're going to do? I don't know. You think they're having a parade or something? Oh, man. Oh, those people are sick. Did you see that?
I didn't want to.
I'm trying to go to the bathroom.
Did you really see what just happened? They throw that man on there. It's a sick place over there. We ain't never going over there. Judy, you ain't allowed over there no more. Go over there and see them nasty folks. My goodness. Yeah, so that lesson right there was don't be prideful, folks. Okay, that's what that guy had. Cool little story, Esther 3-7, if you want to check that out. One of my now all-time favorites. I just recently discovered that story, so and I've been sharing it with everybody. Pride was a big thing that affected me in my day. I was very very prideful. Very prideful.
I think pride gets a lot of men, especially.
Oh yeah, I think that's good. I think it's a good point. And you know, we just and then once we get so prideful, we don't know how to stop. You know what I mean? It's like we don't know how to let go.
It hurts your pride to admit that you were prideful.
Right? Yeah. It's
like, where does it stop?
And you worry about being called a sissy for humbling yourself. Especially men, and I'm not saying nothing against women. Women might feel the same way, but I know as a man, you know, that's something that is hard for a lot of men to do. Maybe nowadays, but just be whatever you want to be. Type of mentality that we have out there nowadays. We didn't say everything we talked about was gonna be fun, folks, but you know, so. But that's just the thing. We got to be able to humble ourselves, and then be able to do what we just did, like laugh. Right. You know what I mean? I think that's one of the coolest things to do. The Bible is serious. There's a lot of good things in there, and you need to learn it, and you need to know it. But sometimes, just ease into a story and laugh with somebody when you tell it. That's probably one of the most horrible stories there is, right? But you see what happened to the man, and you got to smile at the end of it because you're like, oh, man. And then think about the people that were out there thinking, that's a mighty impressive pole. You know? Somebody out there thought that. Somebody out there was like, that's the biggest, longest pole I've ever seen in my life. And they put a point on top of it.
And I'm glad I'm not the janitor.
Yeah. I mean, really. And like, how do you get him off? You know what I mean? It's like, okay, so do you pull him all the way back up? Or do you just like cut him? And that's even nastier. You know, it's like, Mom, they just saw him in half.
Maybe you just cut the bottom of the pole and let it fall over, and then just give
it's 75 foot. It's gonna tear everything out there up.
But see, that's when you get more poles.
Right. Oh, okay. I like this.
They use them poles to push him up off of it.
This is getting worse.
Somebody slips and he falls, right? And lands on somebody and they just freaking fall out. Dead. Like, and then that one guy finally stands up and says, "You know what? This might have been a bad idea." It's after all that happens, it's finally when somebody's like, we probably could have done something different.
I guarantee you, people took a page out of that book and erected 85
Yeah.
poles.
Hey, he can't have the tallest pole. It's probably the kingdom over. That was nasty. Build a bigger one. Watch this.
Let's show them what we can do.
Hey, you guys, look at our pole. And our guy was fatter. Like that.
You can sell more.
Yeah.
Halfway.
A scene from further off.
Yeah. You guys are weak. We toted one big fat guy up there. Y'all had a little guy. Well, guys, that was fun. Thank you for being with us on our afterthoughts. We might not always have an afterthought, but we're gonna have those every once in a while, and just a little bit of lightheartedness to kind of go with, that kind of preaching that I do sometimes. So, we thank you, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Have a good one. Woo!